welcome back to Kayak Fish Nation. We're going to talk today about the Hobie Mirage Drive Turbo Fin Upgrade. What these turbo fins do is number one, they increase your speed, they provide more torque so you can get up to speed faster, and they just look kind of cool. Let's review the tools and supplies we're going to need for this upgrade. First, we've got obviously the Hobie Mirage Drive, the turbo fin blades, the new longer mast, an Allen key, 2 cotter pins, vice grips, and a hammer. First step in this process is removing the original fin and mast. And what we need to do for that is remove this split ring here on both sides so that we can pull out the pin that's holding it on. Once we've done that, rotate the blades around 180, grab your Allen key, and there's a set screw back here. We just got to loosen that up so we can remove the mast. And this is where our vice grips are going to come in handy. Sometimes these masts are stuck in there pretty good. I just want a little assistance. And now that we've got both fins removed, we can move on to step number 2. The next step in our turbo fin assembly is adding the mast for the new turbo fins. You can see the mast we remove is about a couple inches shorter than the new turbo fin mast, which is going to give us that increased speed and torque that we talked about. And what I need to do is insert this slotted section so that it lines up with this set screw and locks this into place. When installing these turbo fins, I've noticed it can be a little sticky in this section, and I usually like to use a hammer to give it a couple light taps to get that mast in there where it needs to be. And once we've got it lined up and in there, we're just going to tighten this set screw with the Allen key. Then we're going to slide our turbo fin on. Now we've got to attach the rear of it. If you notice in the rear there's a hole through this part that needs to line up with this hole, which will be secured with this pin. Once you've got those holes aligned, you're going to want to slide your pin and feed it through all 3 holes. As you can see, my pin came out the back side, and I'm going to hold it in place with this pin here. And that's side 1. And we're going to repeat the process for side 2. Now that we've got these finished, let's focus on a cool feature at the top rear of the fin here. As you notice, there's some threading of a screw right here. And on this side there's not. What I've done is I've tightened this up all the way on this side and left this one loose to show you the difference between one that's fully tightened and one that's loose. When it's fully tightened, you're going to get the most power out of the blade. It's also going to be a little harder to push, but then who cares? So yeah, it's going to be a little harder to push, but you're going to get much more power out of it. If I wiggle this from the bottom, there's not too much play. Moving on to the one that's completely loose, there's a lot of play here at the bottom. And it's going to be easier to kick, but you're not going to quite get the torque that we get when it's fully tightened up. So let's go ahead and do what everybody should do and tighten this side all the way. ShamWow! That's it, we're all done with the turbo fin upgrade. You're now as cool as Drew and I. Now get out there and catch some fish and beat your buddies to it because you've got a faster kayak.